All right, let's talk about movement. My name's Greg, and you're watching How to Play Paintball. So this was a question that one of the Patreon members had asked me, and so if you guys want to make sure that your questions get turned into videos, go ahead and go to patreon.com/howtoplaypaintball. I have a whole bunch of different levels, so that way if you want to have, I have a $1 level and then a $10 level, and then there's a $50 level, which sounds crazy, like, Greg, what the heck is wrong with you? But it's basically an online clinic, so that way you can send me footage and I'll go through and critique it to help you out with your game, kind of like how I go through with my own critique with the self-playing critique, like I said. So this was a question that Nasri, I don't know if that's actually your name, I know it's your screen name. So he had asked me, how is it that you know when to move? So what is it that you need to be looking for, things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that today. All right, so let's say I'm in a Dorito, and I'll go over to the snake side as well to help out my snake players. But when you're trying to figure out, okay, when is it that I'm supposed to move? One of the things that you can do is actually just look and see, is anyone even shooting at me? That's something that'll tell you that you're in a position that no one is worried about. The caveat with that is that you want to make sure that someone isn't trying to bait for you to make a move, so that way they can shoot you. So when you are making a move, one thing you really want to make sure is that you're knowing what are the bunkers that are going to shoot me as I try to move up into this next spot. Now, the reason why you want to get up the field is, one, it's a lot easier to shoot people in the back than to try to shoot them heads up. If you can get behind them, you're going to have a lot better shots. Now, the other side of this is if you can get into a position that they are really worried about, it's going to help out the other side of the field. You move up into the 50 Dorito, the 50 Snake, into a position that maybe is on their side of the field. Now, a lot of guns are going to have to turn over to you so that way you don't just run down the field and shoot everyone. This is something that is going to allow the other side of the field to now take advantage of and play off that chaos. So that's one of the reasons why you'd want to move. The other one is, like I said, just getting behind them. It's a lot easier to shoot them when you just shoot them in the back. So let's say you know what bunkers it is that are going to be the ones keeping you in. So on this field, let's say, you know, we have 2 bunkers over here. So I'm making sure that that one's off, that one's off. And what you really want to do is make sure that you wrap real hard and check off that center. A lot of these modular bunkers are in the center. There's these big bunkers that are there, and it's really hard to see the guy actually get into that bunker. This is a position that I usually play with the ML Kings. I love that because I can go up, get sneaky, and I can just wait because I know someone's going to try to move. I know that they're going to try to make this big bump, and I'm just going to shoot them on the way in. So to counter that, you want to check off all the bunkers that you know can shoot you, and then look and see, okay, am I good from the center? And then you're gonna go ahead and dive into the next bunker. So again, if I'm checking off, I'm looking to see who is it that can shoot me, and then diving right into the next bunker. So I just wanted you to see, I know I've talked about this kind of stuff before, but from this center bunker, you can shoot in and shoot this guy trying to make this move. So if you got up here and no one knew that you were here, you'd be able to shoot these gaps, or even coming across and shooting that Dorito there. So maybe they get into that Dorito, you come up, and now you're posted on that guy to make sure that he doesn't go into the bunker. Or they're in the corner and they're trying to make a move into one of these other Doritos. This is why you need to check off the center. The center is very, very deadly. All right, so what about the Snake? The Snake is exactly the same mindset as the Dorito side. It's that you want to get up and cause as much havoc as possible. If you can get behind them, you'll be able to shoot out other players, and that's going to open up moves for your team. Now, with the way that the Snake works, you want to try to see how is it that I can actually move up the field. In this particular situation, I can actually just lay down completely and be completely covered and get up into basically the 50 Snake. So if I was playing the Snake, if I got into this bunker, what I would do is just lay down as flat as I can and move all the way up. So I would just get down and stay on my gut, and I'm still protected. You're gonna kind of hug the bunker and then crawl up into those next spots. So something that you do want to be mindful of are these over-the-top shots. So when you're crawling, what you want to be looking for, especially when you're walking the field for the first time, or maybe it's your first practice, what are the bunkers that can drop over the top and maybe clip me in the pack? This is why you want to get as low as possible so that way you can move up. if you kind of hug the beam, try not to kick it or move it, because once they see that moving, they're gonna know that someone moved into there. But you can use this as a way of protecting yourself. If you're hugging it, it would have to drop straight down to shoot you in the back. Whereas if you're out here, they might have a chance of being able to drop it here, like when you're getting up to get into the next knuckle, or whatever it is that is next in the snake. Then you're gonna get shot in the pack or shot in the arm, and that's ultimately gonna be your fault because you should have known that that shot was there. But in this case, you could actually just stay down on your stomach and move all the way up. So again, I just dove in. I'm gonna get low. And once I get low enough, I can crawl straight up into the next knuckle. All right, guys, so that's the video. I hope that it's something that helps you out. I know, Nasri, I hope that this is something that would answer your question. Basically, it really comes down to how do I cause as much of an issue to the other team as possible. That's really what it comes down to. You want it to be that you are a reason why you're making their life more difficult on the field. So if you can move up to the next bunker and get a better angle on someone, you want to make that move. If you can make a move that's going to be pulling guns so that way someone else can move up, that's another great time to move. But the really big important thing is check off those bunkers. What are the bunkers that are going to be hurting you? What are the bunkers that are going to be stopping those moves? All of those things you want to make sure that you're checking off to make sure that when you make that move, you make it clean and they weren't trying to make it where you would go ahead and make that move to get shot. So thank you again to all my my Patreon, and thank you to all of the you guys, all of you subscribers, because we're over 12,000 subscribers. That's incredible. Thank you so much to everyone that's been a support since day one, or even since maybe today is your first time watching the video. So thank you again for that, guys. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you in the next video. But as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.